Hey y'all, Flame going live. Don't trip over Flame live. I did my best, but I guess my best wasn't good enough. 'Cause here we are back where we were before. Seems nothing ever changes. We're back to being strangers. Wondering if we all stay or head on out the door. Just once, can we figure out what we keep doing wrong? Why we never last for very long? What are we doing wrong? Just once. I ain't gonna do y'all like that, man. I ain't gonna do y'all like what's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? Anybody in here with me? Anybody coming in here? Yeah, it's what's going on, y'all, man. I really did made the announcement and did all the stuff to do before, to make the preview and click if you want to be notified when this video go live. I did all that good shit. And then after I sat with it for a bit, no, I really didn't sit with it. It's just like I got up and I ate, and then I started watching videos on YouTube, and then my mode kind of changed. But then I could circle back to what inspired me to even write the announcement I was going live with this topic. I have a plant that I got in from my sister's funeral. It's grown to be a very large plant. I really can't turn this phone around, but I'll see if I can just turn the whole thing around and let y'all see it. Y'all see this plant here? This plant was much smaller plant, but I put it in a larger vase, and I've been taking care of it. And I imagine that's been since December. So it's been in the house for the most part. Part of what they say, indirect sunlight. So I said, well, this is what I'm gonna do. It's a sunny day. August. It won't be too long before it be cold, and this plant don't really get natural light like that. So I took it outside, and and the type of plant it is, you can look at it and see the way the stems are, that it drinks water. So I put a bunch of water, I put a little water in there, whatever, and I set it outside. Now it's probably like 80, 88, 90. And it's right on the back porch, because on my back porch, whatever. The sun aims right there. Now I know that this plant is not my sister. I know this plant, it's planty as it is, and as it spreads and grows, this plant does not bear my sister's spirit in it. It may seem, it don't matter what it seems to y'all, it's what I do. It may seem strange to some, where I say, well, this takes me back to that moment, but it also, I choose to allow it to be a, like they have antennas and things, like a certain, uh, I don't know how to put this. I do know how to put this. Let's say, for example, you have a homing pigeon, and I guess I don't know how they do that. Where they send the pigeon out, that don't make sense either. But let's say, for example, radio station, and maybe that might be good. Like the radio signal. And you will look at the radio signal as being one spirit. Now, of course, the staunch biblical people say, ain't no such things as spooks and haints and spirits. Once you did, you did, and then come the glorious judgment day. But that was written, but it's also sometimes there's things that you feel. Maybe things, you may go to certain situations, instances where you might be somewhere or someplace, or you might smell a certain scent, or, just hear a certain song, see a certain person, see a certain celebrity, hear a certain song. So I left the plant outside too long. When I came back in the house, when I came back, because I thought about it, I said, well, shoot. No, I didn't even think about it. I just happened to be in the kitchen. I think I was getting stuff out that I was going to cook. So I looked out the one and the leaves was drooping, and I said, uh, I went out there and I touched, they felt, they usually have a, I don't know if you're in turgid, it's kind of firm or, have its strength to it, but yeah, it felt like that felt like a partially cooked green, but let me get past that part because as you can see, as you've seen the plant's fine because I know my plant. Yeah, I didn't have my plant for a little while. I knew what to do in order to bring it back. But as I brought it into the house, because I moved, I just pretty much just moved my sofa because sometimes you have to move your shit around to realign your chakras. My mom be like, nigga. No, she wouldn't say nigga. She like, my mama's the mother Purdue. She once was she's the treasurer of the church. And, she's the my mama. This is not about mama. It is about my mama because I'm talking to this bitch. I feel as if I lock it. When I oftentimes I'm sitting here, I I look. Of course, if that's where it was from, my sister's funeral. Like I said, when I look at it, that I think about that, and then sometimes I find myself transfixed on that. So as I'm bringing the plant back in now, and I move my couch. So normally the plant says, y'all saw why I turned the phone directly around. The plant was right there. Normally the plant says right in this position, is this direction here. So when I came back in the house, and I live in an older style apartment. So I have a wall unit. I have a wall AC unit. So I'd attempted to like put it. I set the tree like closer to this on the other side of the AC. And then in my mind, I thought, and this may sound crazy, but I don't know. Like for a second, I just I thought of something my sister would say. Don't what you move me down here for? Don't after you just almost kill me outside? Don't move me to where I'm normally at, right across from right in my eye frame. But if I raise my eye up, I look and see this. I also have a plan of my ex girlfriend's mother. That she was a very sweet one, a very smart one. Um, and that plant, I think I've had that plant probably. I think she passed in 2013. Let me show some of it. Let me show that to you sometime. It's not a plant like that. It's like one of those palm type plants. I don't know if that's a fern, whatever. So like I said, I'm sitting here. Well, I was sitting here. These are wraps. They're not blunts per se because they're not made out of tobacco. If you smoke blunts, even if you don't smoke cigarettes or anything like that, if you smoke these, I mean, they're very good papers, but you will realize that you are addicted to tobacco. You may talk about the person who smokes them cigarettes around you and you smoking weed in a backwood, but if you smoke these and stop smoking, regular cigars, you're gonna feel the withdrawal. You'll be able to tell what the nicotine adds on to, I guess, and that's probably I say I'm talking spirits. And they might say you off your mind from the THC and uh them hemp papers. But then I said some more, and it's just like, I don't know. I know what it was. I know what it was. I was watching a content creator by the name of Anthony Dewberry, and he was talking about he's about to put his clothes, he's about to release his clothing line, and in regards to his brand, and I thought about all the I've become familiar and acquainted with with a line of people that have their own individual clothing lines, and just have access to resources to even put together a clothing line. I thought about my friend I'm gonna call for the sake of the video. I thought about my friend Tanya. I call her Young. And I thought about it. And I mean, because people make T-shirts now and then. I have a site with on Facebook called the Real Beauty of Black Relationships page, and she was just starting off her really trying to get her company moving. So I said, this is what I'm gonna do. Make me a shirt, representing the Real Beauty of Black Relationships page. And she made actually, I guess, all things considered, because I think my dear friends, all my mass amount of friends, I think three of them, no, two of them actually. I think I can say Rhonda and golly, she gonna kill me for getting it. It's Crystal. Crystal bought a T-shirt. Now I've never met these people in life, but I've known them. I know Rhonda for damn near 20-some years, over 20-some years, just from meeting her online, and I know Crystal for at least maybe 7 years. But they bought a T-shirt. They bought one. I can't. I heard the name of her brand escapes me, but they bought a, a, a Tanya D original. I'm not going to spoil my friend name because some people might take it funny that I'm talking about my friend. Even that's my friend, that's my heart. I'm not about to uh, get overtaken. Y'all ain't supposed to look at no man cry. When women see a man cry, they lose respect for him. That's toxic. They say that's toxic. That's toxic. But no, I ain't necessarily trying to cry for nobody. Nobody. A woman, no man. But yeah, so I thought about Tanya, and I said, well, all these people out here putting this stuff out, and making brand stuff like that, and then I have access to people, and I have, have a I had the platform then, and I was using the platform to try to, I should stop saying try. I was using the platform to help push her product and her brand just by sharing stuff on the page, and then having her making the shirt. I said, you just make the shirt, um, and then put the put it up on your website. And what I'll do, I'll post it on my page, and then just that way you'll be able to get your brand recognized, and I'll be able get some shirts off, and we get a little piece of money together. I ain't really asking for that, really. I was just trying to see what he would do, because I was at that point, pretty much just getting when. No, it was earlier then. So the shadow ban and all this stuff where your content wouldn't be able to see. So my Real Beauty Black Relationship page, they was talking about Russian bots being black face, black centered oriented Facebook pages, even though that page didn't talk about politics. I talked about politics on my personal page. So with 30-some thousand followers, them people don't want me to have that type of soapbox to say the things I would normally say on on this regular Facebook page. Y'all might be seeing this on, or YouTube. A lot of times I feel that's if why they always had the same time they have they foot in my hands. Because when I did a YouTube yesterday, I looked on there and I said, well, shoot, it looks like it's probably been, I want to say 16 people. No, don't give me the line. It's about six people. And now mind you, while I'm doing this video, I don't see nobody on there. But then when it's over, it'll tell you, well, only 6 people watched it and X amount of time watched it. So then you come back later and it only says 16. And then it's like, this not only happens on this platform, it happens on other platforms. Now, recently on Facebook, I had a bit of different fortune, but you will see how long that lasts. How I get on this? Talking about tying insurance. So it's like I said to myself, well, this is just thinking after the fact. It really doesn't matter, at least as far as she's concerned. She's in a much better place than worry about T-shirts. Depends on what you believe. So yeah, man. Like I said, I really, once I start sitting in this topic, because a lot of times you'll see, like I said, you go through certain situations. You might smell something. You might hear another person talking, and they timbre, their voice has that timbre that someone that you once knew that are no longer on this earth. But Now that you heard that voice, you're brought back to moments in time when you were around that person, when you were spending time with that person, the experiences that you had with that person. They say in order, well, I shouldn't say that. Another content creator by the name Charles White has said that, positive content, that feel good stuff, that the safe stuff, I imagine, it doesn't fare well on social media in regards to virality. And then virality is where you pretty much get your exposure, and by getting your exposure and your engagement, you come into money. I don't necessarily, people that have known me all my life, they know I don't have to, for me, even, I guess you catch me drunk, I'll be talking all day. A lot of times I'll be in situations I don't talk. I'm more a person that listens to people tell me about their shit than tell them about me or my stuff. So, in the process of trying to grow, that's just that word trying, eliminate the word trying from your vocabulary. You should be in a doing mode or do a doing way of thinking. That way you won't be stuck in the attempt. You'll be in the process of achieving or attaining or establishing. But don't let me get off what I'm talking. So once I start hearing about from the same content creator Charles and White, let's start hearing about uh well, not we necessarily he necessarily told me directly, because when I first started checking for him, he didn't know me personally. I would just watch his action, what he pointed out, what he, not necessarily so much what he's saying, but when he would pull up like he made 16,000, he about to make 16,000 X amount of thousands on YouTube this month just for coming pressing on record, coming on and talking to the people. Really? Is that, and as long as I done had a YouTube, they doing it like that? Since when is you in all this time? Did I come on here and listen to other people YouTube? And I made YouTube back in the day just to see how the shit worked. And probably got YouTube in 2016, 2015. When you go back down my YouTube, but they were talking about politics, and I didn't want to make this video about politics because I've been kind of going in on politics, and there's still stuff to go in on. I've noticed on the timeline, ain't nobody talking about how the Democratic Party, by usage of the I don't know if they said it was the FBI or the CIA, they utilized them to contact Mark Zuckerberg and encourage, and um, I guess encourage might be the better part of it. Him not to monitor to moderate heavily people that will share information about COVID vaccine. Really, the thing that they pointed out, and this is, even just on a small part, the fact that they were doing this, the fact that they were controlling the narrative by eliminating dissenting voices by way of community standard violations. But they don't want to talk about it. They don't want to talk about the actual something that just pretty much perceivably, I guess sometimes in the way that some of you good left thinking folks, then it's not to say that I'm not even gonna say that shit. Some of you left thinking folks might um try to twist it around and say, no, that ain't what it mean, that ain't what happened. But think about it. They hire these independent fact checkers. You would have your post, or your post has been deemed inaccurate, even though such and such really did do such and such and such, the shirt that he was wearing was actually red. It wasn't blue as you posted in the story on the time. That'd be something insignificant. You'll get that little standard violation, that little mark on your shit, and then your post get pushed down the time. But that's not what this video is about. Talking to the spirits, So yeah, I mean, I think about, sort of sister. I mean, sister almost brought me to her. I mean, I ain't really. I'm not really. I'm not really. I'm more of a. Yeah, that's not good either. But I'm not. Pisces get it. Pisces folks get accused of being emotional, overly emotional, but it's not the emotion part of it, it's the sensitivity. The sensitivity of it is you know, how I feel your pain. You know, people say, I feel your pain. And it's done, at least from my perspective, a lot of time, it's done in order to kind of like take some of the burden of the pain off somebody. So, you know, in doing and being able to do that, oftentimes you're able to encounter people and I'm not saying this, you not judge a book by the cover. You know, it's kind of like you even just by just being in their presence and just maybe hearing them maybe say a few words and just you kind of get a vibe of who they are. I don't know if that's the spirit, their spirit talking to you, but if that's the case, then you know why did if everything if you know your brain is it's like a recorder, video recorder, you know, a 3D recorder, what have you. So you have the memory of a vibe from a new person you may meet, that same energy, and they say this go by the theory that this vibe that you may feel, this energy that you feel from this person, that you know that what they giving off of them. Let's call that their spiritual energy. So if you meet somebody, or you've met somebody, or you grew up with somebody, might even relate to somebody that you might have lost for your life, you remember that energy, that vibe, that vibration that they gave you. I mean, it's just something. It's just when they have it. Nobody made me feel the way that you made me feel, baby. You know, just that's I could have thought of a better lyric, but that's just impromptu. It's just a certain type of feeling. It's a signature. Every individual has a signature. I mean, I imagine. I don't. I would hate to think that someone that knows someone that's exactly like another person that they know, aside from them maybe being family, maybe twins. You give you twins, maybe, but whether or not you believe, and then if you don't believe, then disregard what I'm about to say, because I'm about to end this. Because like I said, I really feel like doing it. And a lot of times I feel as if this is the first time I've done StreamYard once I got all these new followers on Facebook. So I want to see what that does. But I ask, and probably some of you do this already. And some of you may not even want to do this because it may bring back something. And then so let me put it like this: in the process of doing it, because you can also do it two ways. You can do it several ways. You can think of sad instances of you with that person. You can think of instances where that person made you feel a kind of way, made you angry, disappointed, you hurt you, made you happy. You know, left you confused, something, you know, just that you can tie into the energy that that person gave you, or you may tie it into a certain situation. Certain, let's say, let's just focus into the happy and the joyous and the loving moment, the good time moment. Not every, I'm not asking every, I really, I'm not even asking, I'm just saying perhaps entertain the idea, the notion of, you know, let's say, think of someone, you know, that you might, and then let's keep it 100. Don't forget the people that's living already. Don't forget those elders. Don't forget those family friends stuff while you dwelling in the spirit world. You know, because I mean, as I'm doing this, I'm sure there may be people looking on and they get talking about talking to spooks and hanks. But you know, he got my phone number. Nigga don't call me, but hell, you don't call me neither. So yeah, I would just ask, you know, perhaps to consider um thinking about a person. You just pick any random person. If you have an object or something that reminds you of them, or something that maybe even belong to them, focus your mind on the feelings you want to feel. Now, do you want to feel sad? Okay, then grab that object and begin to feel sad. You want to feel happy. You want to feel encouraged. You want to focus on something that they told you that lifted you up, that motivated you to go to the next step. It may have been they may have gave you some advice when they was living, and or gave you a cheer when they was living, and of some over accomplishment or endeavor that you might be pursuing. And now that you're successful in that, and you might be going to another level, you think back to that time when you elevated and that person was there to celebrate with you, and you can just grab that minute, grab that moment, grab that feeling, you know. Or maybe I'm just too introverted and talk to spooks and spirits and hates. I might be losing my mind. Right? Hey, might be lost already. I'm on here talking to air. Ain't nobody talking back. Talk black to me, people. Social media, set my social media shackles free. And I hope I'm articulating well. Uh, but yeah, like my nigga said though, you got to do something wild and ignorant or something scandalous or just maybe I'll do it. Maybe I'll make up a dance. Nah, I ain't Bojangles, y'all. I might do a little minstrel, but I won't Bojang. Peace and love, Injure Nation or nothing. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining my TED Talk in the Injure Room. Like, share, and subscribe. Man, peace and love. I'll holler at y'all on the next go round. Thank you for sitting with me for a moment. I sure do appreciate it.